William? William, are you there?
Hush, my lady.
What is the matter? You look as though you haven't slept. Is it the children? Has something happened to the children?
You must be quiet, my lady.
What is it?
Sir Harry has come, just before sundown. Lord Rockingham is with him.
Come into the salon, William. Tell me.
I gather that Sir Harry was becoming restless in London without you, my lady. It seems that Lord Rockingham met a relative of Lord Godolphin's in Whitehall who told him that Sir Harry's presence in Cornwall was urgently needed. That is all I could discover from their conversation at supper, my lady.
Yes, it would be Rockingham. Harry is too lazy to come without persuasion. How did you keep him from my room?
I said you had been in bed for several days with a high fever, and that at last you were obtaining some measure of sleep, and it would be extremely prejudicial to your health if Sir Harry as much as ventured into the room.
And he accepted your story?
Like a lamb, my lady. He swore a trifle at first and cursed me for not having sent for him, but I explained that it was your ladyship's strict orders that he was not to be told. Miss Henrietta and Master James told Sir Harry the same tale, that your ladyship was poorly and confined to your bed. And Prue also came with a woebegone face, saying that your ladyship would not even admit her to tend the party.
What did my Lord Rockingham say to all this?
His lordship appeared disappointed, my lady, that you were not down to receive them. He looked upon me with curiosity.
He would, William. Lord Rockingham has that sort of mind. At all costs, word must be sent to La Muette, and the ship must leave the creek with the next tide. Oh, William.
It will all come right. Do not weep.
Forgive me. It's so silly. It is something to do with having been so happy. It does not happen often, does it?
Once in a million years, my lady.
Yes, I know. Now, William, I shall go to my room and undress and get into bed. Call me with breakfast, and then I suppose I will have to see Sir Harry and find out how long he intends to stay.
Very good, my lady.
Word must be sent to your master in the creek.
Yes, my lady. I shall go as soon as I can.
Here they are, the threads of my normal life. James in his cot, face flushed, fists clenched. Henrietta lying on her face, her curls tumbled on the pillow. Now my Frenchman wakes, puts out his hand for me beside him and finds me gone. Now he remembers and smiles and stretches and yawns, and watches the sun come up over the trees. He will eat breakfast without me and throw bread to the swans. This is the hell that comes with love, the agony beyond all enduring. After the beauty and the loveliness comes the sorrow and the pain. Come in.
I have brought your breakfast, my lady.
Thank you, William.
Sir Harry bade me inquire whether you were sufficiently recovered for him to see you.
I shall see him.
If I may suggest, my lady, it would be prudent to draw the curtains a trifle so that your face is in shadow. Sir Harry might think it peculiar that you look so suspiciously well.
My head is aching intolerably.
From other causes, my lady.
I have shadows beneath my eyes, and I am exceedingly weary.
Quite, my lady.
I think you had better leave the room, William, before I throw my breakfast at you.
Very good, my lady. I had better leave you now, my lady. Excuse me, Sir Harry.
My dear Donna. Get down now, Duke, Duchess. Can't you see your mistress is ill? Come here, you rascals. Come here. Oh, God damn it, it's warm this morning. Here I am, sweating through my shirt already, and it's not even 10 o'clock. So, my dear, how are you? Are you better? Well, where did you get this confounded fever? Have you a kiss for me?
Your wig is scratchy, Harry. Please don't kiss me.
Well, you don't look very ill, my beautiful, even in this light. Here was I expecting to find you at death's door itself, from what that fellow told me. What sort of servant is he, anyway? I'll dismiss him if you don't like him, you know.
William is a treasure, the best servant I ever had.
Oh, well, as long as he pleases you, that's all that matters. I must say, London has been damned dull without you. Not a play worth seeing. And I nearly lost a fortune at piquet the other night. Oh, the king has a new mistress, some actress or other, they tell me. But I haven't seen her yet. Rockingham's here, and all agog to see you. And here we are, and you a confounded invalid.
I am much better, Harry.
Good, good. Well, I'm very glad to hear it. Here, Duchess, give your mistress a kiss. Duchess has a sore patch on her back, and she's nearly scratched herself raw. I've rubbed in some pomade, but it doesn't do her any good. I bought a new horse, by the way. She's down there in the stable. Chestnut with the deuce of a temper, but she covers the ground quick enough. So the county's infested with pirates and robbery, rape, and violence causing havoc amongst people, huh?
Where did you hear that?
Oh, Rockingham brought back a story in town one day. Seems this infernal Frenchman sailed Penrose's vessel straight out of Foy Harbor right under his nose. I mean, what infernal impudence, eh? God knows what the vessel was worth. She was just home from the Indies. Penrose is coming this evening, by the way. Well, it was Rockingham's idea, really. We'll set a trap for the Frenchman, and when we've caught him, we'll string him up somewhere and give ourselves a laugh. That's his idea. So, Donna, when are you going to get up, eh?
When you have left the room.
I don't get much fun out of my wife, do I, Duke? All right, then. We'll go. We're not wanted. Dogs are in the way. I'll tell Rockingham you're getting up. He'll be pleased as a cat with two tails.
Penrose coming here tonight. What if he recognizes me? What if he remembers me staring down at him from the decks of La Muette, my curls blowing loose, laughing at him? And Rockingham, he is no fool. He belongs to London, to the overheated and overscented playhouse. He has come to break my peace here at Navarone. Somewhere there is a woman who cares for none of this, but lies upon the deck of a ship and laughs with her love, and the taste of salt is on their lips, and the warmth of the sun and the sea.
So you've had a fever, Donna. A most becoming fever, I must say.
Thank you, Rockingham.
You don't appear delighted to see me.
Why should I? I told Harry when I left London that I wanted to be alone. I am angry with both of you for breaking my peace.
Oh, London in midsummer stinks too much, even for me. The country will do us both good.
How long do you propose to stay?
Until we've caught the pirate who seems to be giving you all so much trouble.
He has gone back to France.
I think not. Penrose told me that a fishing craft had reported seeing a vessel in the early hours of yesterday morning making towards the English coast.
Some merchantman returning from abroad?
The fisherman thought not.
The coast of England goes a long way, my dear Rockingham.
Yes, but the Frenchman seems to leave everything alone but for this narrow strip of Cornwall. Godolphin believes that he has even visited your Helford River here.
Then he must do it by night when I am in bed and asleep.
Possibly. At any rate, he'll not dare do so much longer. I suppose there are many creeks and inlets round your little coast.
No doubt Harry could tell you better than I.
And the country hereabouts is sparsely inhabited. Navarone is the only big house in the district, I believe.
I suppose it is.
Ideal for a lawbreaker, I almost wish I were a pirate myself. If I knew the house was without masculine protection, and that the lady of the manor was as beautiful as you, Donna.
Yes, Rockingham.
If I were a pirate, I repeat, knowing all these things, I should be most tempted to return to the district again and again.
But you are not a pirate, my dear Rockingham. You are only a grossly spoilt, overdressed, exceedingly decadent member of the aristocracy, with too great a fondness for women and alcohol. So shall we leave the subject alone? I am bored.
You haven't lost your spirit, my dear Donna. Time was when you were not bored either by me or by my conversation.
You flatter yourself.
Do you remember a certain evening at Vauxhall?
I remember many evenings at Vauxhall, and one in particular. Because I had drunk 2 glasses of wine and was feeling intolerably sleepy, you had the audacity to kiss me, and I was too idle to protest. I disliked you afterwards, and myself more so.
The Cornish air has made you quite venomous. Are you as churlish as this to the curious-looking manservant who attends you?
You had better ask him.
If I were Harry, I should ask him many questions, and all of an extremely personal nature.
Oh, what are you discussing, both of you? Oh, God, I'm hot.
We were discussing your manservant, my dear Harry. So strange that Donna would permit no one else to attend her while she was ill.
Yes, by heaven, he is a rum-looking fellow, and no mistake. Now, I wouldn't trust him too far if I were you, Donna. I mean, what do you see in him?
He is quiet, he is discreet, he walks soundlessly.
Well, Rock's quite right, you know. The fellow might have taken infernal liberties. It was a damned risky thing to do. You lying weak and helpless in bed, and that fellow creeping round about you. I have a mind to dismiss it.
You will do nothing of the kind. William will remain in my service for as long as it pleases me.
All right. No need to be tricky about
No,
it.
Lord, here he comes.
Huh?
He looks as if he was sickening for some fever himself.
Excuse me, my lady.
Yes, William?
Prue wishes to talk to you about Master James. He is a little unwell.
Very well, William. I'll come at once. Where is he, William?
Master James is well, my lady.
What is it, then?
I have been down to the creek to warn my master, and I found the ship had grounded with the morning's tide, a rock piercing her planking under the water. They were working on her, but she will not be fit to sail for 24 hours.
Oh, no.
I trust little James is well.
Oh, just a slight cold, that's all.
Excuse me, my lady.
Of course, William. Are you following me, Rockingham?
I did not think we had finished our conversation.
Indeed. I cannot think of anything more I wish to say to you.
It must be the fever that has altered you so. In town, you were never silent for 5 minutes at a time.
I am getting old. In a few weeks, I shall be 30.
A curious fever that leaves the patient so darkly coloured with eyes so large. You did not see a physician, it seems.
I was my own physician.
Ah, with the advice of the excellent William. What an unusual accent he has, by the way. Quite a foreign intonation.
All Cornishmen speak like that.
Oh, I understand he is not a Cornishman at all.
Perhaps he is from Devon, then. I have never questioned William about his ancestry.
It seems that the house was entirely empty until you came. The unusual William took the responsibility of Navarone upon his shoulders with no other servants to help him.
I did not realize you engaged in stable gossip, Rockingham.
Oh, my lady, it is one of my favourite pastimes. The chatter of backstairs is inevitably true and so extremely entertaining. Her ladyship, I understand, has a passion for long walks in the heat of the day. She takes joy, it seems, in wearing the oldest clothes and returning, sometimes splashed with mud and river water.
Very true. I enjoy the exercise.
Her ladyship's appetite is fitful, it appears. Sometimes she will sleep until nearly midday and then demand her breakfast. Or she will taste nothing from noon until 10 o'clock at night, and then, when her servants are abed, the faithful William brings her supper.
True again. Here I am mistress of my own time and may do exactly as I please.
And then, after having been in the rudest of health, she unaccountably takes to her bed and shuts her doors upon her household, even upon her children, because it seems she suffers from a fever, although no physician is sent for, and once again the unusual William is the only person admitted within her door.
And what more?
Only that you seem to have recovered very quickly from your fever and show not the slightest pleasure in seeing your husband or your closest friend. Why? What is wrong, my dear Donna?
I have a headache. There must be thunder in the air.
I trust you will be well enough for dinner.
Of course.
A ship has been seen drawing towards the coast. There are watchers on the headlands, spies in the hills. We shall have work to do before midnight.
It is very close. I think I shall go and lie down for a while. Outside it has begun to rain. A soft, slow, insistent drizzle that chills and dampens everything. I am shivering with fear and apprehension. Watchers on the hills, spies on the headlands. Rockingham is the real threat. He is a man to be watched.
my lady?
Prue, will you send William to me?
I'm sorry, my lady, but William's not in the house.
Where is he?
I don't know. He went out just after 5 o'clock and he's not returned.
Where could he have gone?
I've no idea, my lady.
2 hours. Thank you, Prue. I shall go out for a walk. If William returns before I do, please tell him I wish to see him before dinner. William must have had the same idea as I did. He has gone to warn Jean. What if... No, I must not imagine. Harry and Rockingham playing cards, drinking, swearing. Tonight I am alone. The grass is wet after the rain, and there is a silver sheen and a warm, damp smell in the air, like an autumn mist. The sun has not returned after the rain. The heavy green foliage of midsummer makes a pool over my head. A man. 20 yards away, he's back to a tree, a musket in his hands. That must be why William has not returned. Perhaps he has been caught, or is in hiding in the woods. I must go back.
Where the devil is that fellow William?
Harry, please, I am dressing for dinner.
He has the key of the cellar and no one knows where he is.
Perhaps he's talking to the grooms in the stables.
He's not. The fellow simply disappeared. Here we are with George Godolphin and the rest coming to supper and no wine. I tell you, Donna, I won't stand for it. I shall sack him, you know.
He will come back directly. There is still plenty of time.
Well, that's what happens for a servant when there's no man about the place. You've let him do exactly as he pleases.
On the contrary, he does exactly what pleases me.
Well, I don't like it. Rock's quite right. The fellow has a familiar, impudent manner about him.
You're drunk already, Harry, even without the key to the cellar.
Oh, look here, Donna. Am I going to be allowed in here tonight with you?
I thought you were to be employed in catching pirates.
Oh, that'll be over by midnight. If the fellow's in hiding on the river somewhere, as Godolphin and Penrose seem to think, he won't stand a dog's chance. There are men posted everywhere, from here to the headland and on either side of the river. He won't slip away from the net this time. Oh, no. We'll all have a drink and no end of fun. You haven't answered my question, Donna.
Knowing what you're usually like after midnight, you won't care very much if you lie down in my room or under the table.
It's only because you're always so damned hard on me, Donna.
Harry, I want to get dressed. Please, leave me.
Oh, confound you!
I shall dress carefully tonight. Curl my ringlets round my fingers, place rubies in my ears. For Dona St. Columb, in her cream satin gown, with her ringlets and her jewels, must bear no resemblance to that bedraggled cabin boy of La Muette, who stood beneath Lord Penrose's window only 5 days ago. My hands and throat are burnt by the sun. Harry has no imagination. But Rockingham will never believe that this is jaundice, the result of a fever. If this were 100 years ago, I would be preparing sleeping draughts to put in their wine. Or I would have sold myself to the devil and placed them under a spell. But it is not 100 years ago. It is my own time, and such things do not happen anymore. Come in.
My lady?
I am nearly ready, Prue. If you could help me with my dress.
Of course, my lady. But... Oh, dear.
What has happened?
It's William, my lady.
William, where is he?
In my room, my lady. Please, you must come.
Wait, I will bring a candle. William,
Don't touch me, my lady. You'll soil your gown.
there is blood on your sleeve. Are you badly hurt?
It is nothing, my lady. Really.
How did it happen?
Coming back through the woods, my lady, I saw one of Lord Godolphin's men and he challenged me. I managed to evade him, but received this scratch on my arm.
I'll bathe your wound and bind it for you. Come, let me help you sit up. Oh, there. Prue, bring some water and a towel.
Yes, my lady. Shall I do it?
No, let me. You get the water.
Yes, my lady.
My lady, you should not do this for me.
Lie still. Lie still and rest.
At least my mission was successful. I managed to reach La Muette and saw my master.
You told him that Godolphin and Penrose were dining here tonight?
Yes, my lady. And he smiled and said, "Tell your mistress I am in no way disturbed and that La Muette has need of a cabin boy."
Here is the water. Sir Harry sends word to your ladyship that he and the gentlemen are awaiting supper.
Tell Sir Harry to start. I will be with them directly.
Very well, my lady.
William, we shall need the key to the wine cellar.
Oh, yes. Here it is.
Thank you. Tell me, the ship herself, is all well with the ship? Will she sail tonight?
My lady.
Oh, William. As I cover William with blankets, I scarcely know what I am doing. I leave the room and walk down the stairs into the dining room, where I hear the scraping of chairs on the floor as the guests rise to their feet and wait for me. What are they thinking, I wonder? That this is the famous Lady St. Columb, of whom from time to time they hear so much gossip, so much scandal. She who has given something of herself to every philanderer at St. James's, no doubt, not to mention His Majesty himself. Gentlemen.
Hush, everyone.
A toast, gentlemen, to the sea and a fair wind.
To the sea and a fair wind.
And a toast to the French pirate.
To the French pirate.
I have never looked so beautiful. As I flirt and chatter to those around me, I see nothing. Not the blaze of the candles, nor the long table splendid with silver piled with dishes. Not Godolphin in his plum-coloured coat, nor Penrose in his grey wig, nor Harry blue-eyed and flushed. All I can see is the man who stands on the deck of a ship in a silent creek, saying farewell to me in thought as he waits for the tide. I must keep these men here all night, if necessary, in order to give him time to get away. More wine, Rockingham.
Yes, please, Donna. The fever doesn't seem to have done you much harm, Donna. You look radiant.
Oh, don't be misled, Rockingham. Donna is an iceberg. I've not been married to her for close on 7 years without discovering that.
Harry, dear, you'll have some more wine.
Oh, well, my love.
Come on. There.
We should have music, like my grandfather used to up there in the gallery. You know, when the old Queen was still alive? Why does nobody have minstrels nowadays? I suppose the confounded Puritans killed them all, eh, Penrose?
I consider that sort of foolery better dead. My father fought for Parliament, you know.
Is there much dancing then at court?
Why, yes, Lord Godolphin. You should come to town, you know, when your wife has had her child.
A son, eh, Godolphin?
We live in hopes, Penrose.
Let's drink a toast to your son. More wine.
I saw you returning from your walk this evening, Donna. Did you find it wet in the woods?
And how is your wife bearing with the heat, Lord Godolphin?
I swear I've seen you before, dear lady, but I cannot for the life of me recollect the time or the place.
We probably met when I came here as a bride, Lord Penrose.
No, it is an inflection in your voice. I believe I've heard it very recently.
Well, Donna has that effect on every man. They always feel that after seeing her, they have known her before.
I gather you speak from experience, Rockingham.
Now, that would be telling.
Were you ever in Foy, Lady St. Columb?
Never, to my certain knowledge.
You've heard how I was robbed.
Yes, indeed. So very distressing for you. And you have had no news of your ship?
Ah, the Merry Fortune is snug in a French port by now, with no legal means of extracting her. However, I hope to settle accounts tonight, once and for all.
And you, my Lord Godolphin, were you also involved in the loss of Lord Penrose's ship?
I was, madam.
I trust you received no hurt.
Luckily, none. Like all Frenchmen, they prefer to run for it rather than face up to an honest fight.
Was their leader really the desperate man you have led me to believe?
20 times worse, madam. The most impudent, bloodthirsty, evil-looking rogue I've ever clapped eyes on. We have heard since that his ship carried a full complement of women on every voyage. Most of them poor wretches kidnapped from our villages.
He had a woman aboard the Merry Fortune. I could see her there on the deck above me, as plain as I see you now.
Huh?
A bold-faced baggage, if ever there was one, with a cut on her chin and hair all over her eyes. Some harlot from the French docks, no doubt.
And there was a poor wretched scrap of a boy who came knocking on Penrose's door. I'll take my oath he had a hand in it.
They'd never have slipped away from us but for the wind. You'd say it was the work of the devil himself. George here had the villain covered with his musket, but he missed him.
And how was that, my lord?
I was temporarily at a disadvantage, madam.
We've heard all about it, never fear, George. You lost your wig, didn't you? The rascal of a froggy pinched your wig.
Take no notice of them, dear Lord Godolphin. Have some more to drink. For after all, what is the loss of a wig? It might have been something so much more precious, and what would Lady Godolphin do then?
Gentlemen, we've wasted enough time. Have you all forgotten that we meet tonight on very desperate business?
Do you wish me to leave?
No, nonsense. Let my wife stay at her own table, damn me. The party will fall flat without her.
Lady St. Column, we could talk more freely if you were not here.
But of course, I understand. I would not dream of hindering in any way. Let me just pour you some more wine, and then I shall go. Piracy, after all, is the business of men.
Well, who the devil's that? Someone 2.5 hours late for supper?
We expect no one else.
This meeting was a secret.
Well, go and open the door, someone! But where the devil are all the servants?
I'll call them, Harry.
Hello there! You all asleep, damn you? Say, Harry. Someone has blown the candles out. It's as black as pitch out here.
Did you tell your servants to go to bed, Harry?
Well, of course not. Give him another call, Rock, can't you?
There's not a light anywhere. Oh, God damn it, I'll unbolt the door myself.
It must be one of our people come to report. One of the men we posted in the woods. Someone has given us away and the fight's begun.
What the devil?
Good evening, gentlemen. Please don't get up. I have you all covered. The first man who moves will get a bullet through his brain. Jean Benoit Aubry, at your service. I will not keep you long. Oh, your ladyship, I've heard a great deal about you. And about your exquisite jewels. Perhaps you would give me your earrings. I have a pendant that will match rather well. If any man's hand strays to his sword, that man will fall.
What the devil's going on?
Here, my earrings.
Thank you, your ladyship. I was told you had had a fever. I trust you are quite recovered.
I thought so, but your presence here will doubtless bring it back again.
That would be a pity. My conscience would be uneasy. My cabin boy suffers from fever from time to time, but the sea air does wonders for him. You ought to try it. Lord Godolphin, I believe. Last time we met, I relieved you of your wig. This time, perhaps, I might take something a little more substantial. The decoration on your breast, the ribbons and the star. Your weapon also, I regret to say, is something I cannot leave upon your person. And good evening to you, sir. Lord Penrose, I believe. I must thank you for the gift of the Merry Fortune. You would not recognize her now, I swear. They have given her a new rig on my side of the channel and a coat of paint into the bargain. Your sword, sir, if you please. And what have you in your pockets?
You'll pay for this, goddamn you.
Possibly, but in the meantime, it is you who are paying. Your money, please, in this bag. Now, gentlemen, I wish to return to my ship. To have you join your fellows in the woods and give chase to me would, I fear, somewhat prejudice my plan. So I must ask you to take off your breeches and hand them to my men. Likewise, your stockings and your shoes.
Have you not made game of us enough?
The night is warm, you know, and yesterday was midsummer. Lady St. Columb, perhaps you will be good enough to go into the salon. These gentlemen will not care to undress themselves before you in public. however much they may desire to do so in private.
Yes, sir.
Let me hold the door open for you. I will give you 5 minutes. While you are disrobing, her ladyship and I will discuss the affairs of the day.
Jean, you are mad, quite mad.
Here are your earrings back. And the necklace. I took it off your neck. Let me put it back. Come. Oh, your skin is so soft. Oh. I have not kissed you for nearly 24 hours, Donna.
How did you get into the house?
That cut William received from the fellow in the woods on his way back did not help. But he managed to open the door to us just as we planned. Oh, your servants, by the way, are all shut up in your game larder, tied back to back like the fellows we found on the Merry Fortune. Donna.
Yes?
Lamouette will sail within 2 hours if all goes well. I have no cabin boy. Do you know of a likely lad who would sail with me?
I do.
You remember how we talked on the ship?
Yes.
And we agreed that it was impossible for a woman to escape except for an hour and a day.
Yes.
This morning, when William brought me the news that you were no longer alone, I realized that our make-believe was over. From now on, Lamouette must sail other waters and find different hiding places. And although she will be free, and the men on board her free, her master will remain captive.
What do you mean?
I mean that I am bound to you, even as you are bound to me. From the very first, I knew that it would be so. When I came here in the winter and I lay upstairs in your room, my hands behind my head, and looked at your solemn portrait on the wall, I smiled to myself and said, she and no other. And I waited, and I did nothing, for I knew that our time would come.
I guessed that somewhere, in heaven knew what country, there was someone who was a part of my body and my brain, and that without him I was lost, like a straw blown by the wind. But it's too late. There is nothing we can do.
All day, as I worked on the ship, I thought and thought.
And?
You must decide, Donna, what you want to do. If we return safely to the ship through this cordon in the wood and hoist sail without delay and leave with the tide, we shall be down the coast by sunrise. If you want to come with me, William will take you to the bay.
Oh, sure.
I can't ask you to leave your children and come with me. Only you can decide that. I have loved you, Donna, in almost every mood. But mostly, I think, when you threw yourself down on the deck of the Merry Fortune in your cabin boy's breeches with blood on your face and the rain streaming down your torn shirt, and I looked at you and laughed, and a bullet whistled over your head. Oh. I must go, my darling Donna. Here, take your earrings and the bracelet. If you come to the bay, I will put off in a boat to have your answer. Remember, sunrise.
A draught comes from the open window. I close and bolt it and go to the dining room. There are the plates, the dishes, the bowls piled high with fruit, the silver goblets and the glasses. The chairs are pushed back as though the guests have just risen from supper and withdrawn. There is a strange forlorn air about the table, like a still life picture drawn by an amateur hand in which the food, the fruit, and the spilled wine lack life and reality.
Well, my dear Donna,
I see that your jewels have been returned to you.
Rockingham.
There's blood on your shirt. What has happened?
What did you give in place of your jewels?
You are very serious, Rockingham. I should have thought this evening's jest would have amused you well.
You are right. It has amused me. That we could be disarmed and unbreached in so short a time by so few jesters is a royal prank. But that Dona St. Columb should look upon the leader of the jesters in the way she did, that I did not find amusing.
I do not know what you mean, Rockingham.
I now understand much that has been puzzling me. That servant of yours, William, the spy, of course, of the Frenchman's. Those walks of yours in the woods, that elusive look in your eye. Tonight I saw the man for whom that look was meant. Well, do you deny it?
I deny nothing.
Not a very pleasant ending for Dona St. Columb. You have never been inside a jail, have you? And the feeling of a rope around your neck as it tightens and chokes you? How would you like that, Donna?
All this because my Lord Rockingham fancies I smiled upon a pirate when he asked me for my jewels? Tell your story to Godolphin, to Penrose, to Harry even. They will say you are mad.
Supposing your Frenchman was caught and bound and brought before you, and we played with him a little, as they played with prisoners some 100 years ago, Donna, with you for an audience. I rather think that you would give yourself away.
We no longer burn our heretics at the stake.
But our pirates are hanged, drawn, and quartered, and their accomplices suffer the same fate.
Very well. Wake Harry from his drunken snoring. Fetch horses, fetch soldiers and weapons, and then when you have caught your pirate, you may hang us both side by side from the same tree.
You would not mind dying now, because you have had at last the thing you wanted all your life. Is that not true?
Yes, it is true, Rockingham.
And it might have been me.
Never! That I swear, never in this world.
If you had not left London, if you had not come down here to Navarone, it would have been me. Yes, though it were from boredom, idleness, from indifference, even from disgust, it would have been me.
No, Rockingham, never!
You bitch!
Ah, what are you doing?
I believe that I am going to kill you.
Keep away from me!
You little vixen! Take that!
He holds his knife high above his shoulder. He throws it straight at my throat. It strikes the ruby pendant round my neck, cracking it in two. I feel the cold steel slip away from me, pricking my skin, catching itself in the folds of my gown.
Now I have you.
I fall against the table. Somewhere beneath me is the knife.
Get away, you stupid animals!
My right hand finds the knife and closes upon it. I grip its cold hasp and I drive it upwards under his armpit. His soft flesh yields to the blade. Surprisingly easy, surprisingly warm, the blood running thick and fast to my hand. I can see a glimmer of pale light from the window in the gallery. I climb the stairs. Rockingham follows me on all fours like a dog. James! My son James! At last I know anger. I am resolute, cold. A shield hangs on the wall, some trophy of a dead St. Columb. I tear it from its place, heavy and dusty with age. The weight of it drags me to my knees. Still Rockingham comes towards me. As he turns the corner of the stair, I hurl the shield at him, driving it full in his face. I want to lie down in the darkness, to sleep with my face between my hands. I want to dream of the coast of Brittany, golden as sunrise, the rocks about it jagged and crimson like the coast of Devon, the white breakers hurling themselves upon the sand, the spray throwing a fine mist onto the cliffs, the smell of it mingling with the warm earth and the grass. I want to forget the guttering candles in the dining hall, the smashed glass, the broken chairs, Rockingham's face when the knife touched his flesh.
Are you all right?
happened? Where am I?
Rock's dead. The best friend I've ever had. He saved your life, you know. He must have fought that devil single-handed, alone there in the darkness. Oh, my poor beautiful, my poor sweet.
What is the time?
Nearly noon, I believe. You've been asleep.
I've been sleeping here all morning until noon.
Try and forget the confounded goddamn night. It's all my fault. I'll never drink again, I swear it. I ought to have stopped it all. But you shall have your revenge, I promise you that. We've caught him, you know.
Caught whom?
Why, the Frenchman, of course. The devil who killed Rock and would have killed you, too. The ship's gone and the rest of his crew, but we've got him, the leader, the damn pirate. So, you needn't worry anymore. He didn't molest you in any way, did he, Donna?
No, Harry. He did nothing to offend me.
I'll sell the London house and we'll go and live in Hampshire. I'll live the life of a country gentleman and I'll teach young James to ride and to hawk. How would you like that, eh?
I don't know, Harry.
What happened here? You were with him, weren't you, in the salon?
He gave me back my jewels and then he went.
He must have come back and tried to follow you upstairs. You fainted in the passage by your room.
I don't understand. Was he wounded?
God bless me, no. He'll hang without a scratch on him. He and 3 other scoundrels made for a point below Helford to join their vessel in mid-river. When Penrose got down there, the fellows were swimming out to the ship, and their leader was on the beach, cool as a blade of steel, fighting 2 of our people at once while his men got away. The ship sailed out of Helford with a roaring tide under her and a fair wind on her quarter. The Frenchman watched her go, and God damn it, he was laughing, Penrose said.
Where have they taken him?
George Godolphin has him in the keep, strongly guarded, and therefore moving him up to Exeter or Bristol.
What then?
Why, they'll hang him, Donna, unless George Godolphin and Penrose and the others save His Majesty's subjects the trouble of doing so, and hang him on Saturday midday as a treat to the people.
Would that be within the law?
No, but I don't think His Majesty would trouble us for a reason.
I see. I am very tired now, Harry.
Oh, I want to see you well. That's all I care about, damn it. To see you well and happy. We'll go to Hampshire then, shall we?
Yes, Harry. We'll go to Hampshire. I must go and see Godolphin. I must persuade him to let me visit his prisoner. Jean has saved his ship, and he has saved his crew. Now, wherever he is, he will be thinking calmly, planning some method of escape for himself. If he can face his enemies in this way, then I must not be afraid of what I have to do. Come in. Prue, whatever is the matter?
Oh, I've done something very wicked. Last night, when there was all that terrible to-do and poor Lord Rockingham was killed, I hid William in the nursery. He told me that Sir Harry and the other gentlemen would kill him if he was found, that the French pirate was his master. And instead of giving him up, my lady, I made him a bed on the floor beside the children. And after breakfast, when the gentlemen were all away searching for him, I let him out, my lady, by the side door. And no one knows anything about it but you and me.
It's all right, Prue. You are a good and faithful girl to tell me this. Where is William now?
He asked for you. And I told him you were in bed, very shocked and exhausted because Lord Rockingham had been killed that night. At that, he seemed to think for a while, and then He said he had friends who would shelter him, and that he would be there if you wished to send word to him.
Very well, Prue. Say nothing of this to anyone. Now, I must get up. Prue, whatever happens, go on as you have always done, won't you? Look after the children and love them well.
Of course, my lady.
Harry, I want you to do something for me.
Anything in the world. What is it?
I want you to leave Navarone today and take Prue and the children with you to Hampshire. I shall follow you tomorrow.
They'll probably be hanging their fellow tomorrow. You would like to see him hanged, would you not? Well, we could fix it for 9 in the morning, perhaps, and then start our journey afterwards.
Have you ever seen a man hanged?
Yes. There is little to it, I admit, but this is rather different. Damn it, Donna, the fellow murdered poor Rock, and would have killed you too. You mean to say you have no wish for revenge?
Revenge doesn't concern me.
Yes, but what will George Godolphin say?
I shall explain to him this afternoon after you have gone.
Oh, God damn it, Donna, shall I ever understand you?
No, Harry, but it does not matter very much.
It does matter. It makes life most confounded hell for the both of us.
Do you really think that?
Oh, damn me, I don't know what to think. I only know I'd give anything in the world to make you happy. The cursed trouble is, I don't know how to.
I shall be 30 in 3 weeks' time. Perhaps as I grow older, I shall grow wiser.
I don't want you any wiser. I want you as you are. I believe you've still got that damn fever on you.
No, I have no fever.
Your eyes are strange. Your expression has changed. Oh, God damn it, I don't know what it is.
I told you I'm getting older. It's my age you can see in my eyes.
Ah, well, I suppose I'm a fool and a blockhead. And will have to spend the rest of my days wondering what the hell has happened to you.
I rather think you will, Harry. Suddenly all is noise and confusion. Henrietta and James are like puppies, delighted to be going on a journey. They don't mind leaving Navarone. In a month's time, they will be playing in the Hampshire fields and Cornwall will be forgotten. I wave and blow kisses until the carriage turns the corner and I can see the children no more. Now that everyone has left, I walk into the garden. The house already has a strange, deserted appearance, as though it knows that soon the shutters will be drawn, the doors bolted. No sunshine, no voices, no laughter. Here beneath this tree, Lord Godolphin called upon me for the first time, surprising me with my ringlets in disorder and flowers behind my ears. There were bluebells in the woods, and the bracken was young. Now it is waist-high and dark green. So much loveliness swiftly come and swiftly gone. This is the last time I shall look upon it all, for I shall never come to Navarone again. Part of me will linger here forever, a footstep running tiptoe to the creek, the touch of my hand on a tree, the imprint of my body in the long grass. Perhaps one day, in after years, someone will wander there and listen to the silence as I have done, and catch the whisper of the dreams that I dreamt here in midsummer, under the hot sun and the white sky. But now I have work to do. A rescue plan. Stable boy, saddle a horse for me. I am going riding. William, open the door. This is Lady St. Columb from Navarone.
My lady, thank God.
I thought I should find you here.
Come into the kitchen, quickly.
How is your arm?
Oh, it is much better. Just a little weak. Please, sit down.
Prue gave me your message.
My lady, what can I say to you? I would have died for you that night, and instead I lay like a sick child on the floor of the nursery.
You could not help it. You were wounded. But I have not come to talk about that.
What then?
I sent Sir Harry, Prue, and the children away from Navarone today. You know what has happened.
I know, my lady, that the ship was lucky enough to escape with the crew safe aboard, but that my master lies a prisoner in the care of Lord Godolphin.
Time is short, William, for his lordship and the others may take the law into their own hands. We have only a few hours. Listen to me, William. This pistol is for Jean. When I leave you now, I shall proceed to his lordship's and gain admittance to the keep. It should not prove difficult, for his lordship is a fool.
But that is dangerous and foolhardy, my lady.
I have a plan, William. We shall need horses.
That should not prove impossible.
Good. I shall return here after my visit to Lord Godolphin and tell you what has been arranged.
Very well, my lady.
In 3 days' time or less, perhaps, you will see the cliffs of Brittany again. You will be home, William. There is the grey outline of Godolphin's house, the squat tower and strong walls of the keep. One narrow slit in the tower, midway between the battlement and the ground. As I pass beneath it, my heart beats strongly. That must be my Frenchman's prison. Perhaps he can hear the sound of my horse. Perhaps he can even see me. Whoa there!
May I help you, madam?
Tell Lord Godolphin that Lady St. Columb has come to visit him.
Very well, madam.
What is happening in the park?
They are preparing the gallows for the Frenchman, madam.
Hurry and tell your master I am here.
Certainly, madam.
My very humble apologies, madam. I fear I've kept you waiting. My wife is in labour. The physician is with her ladyship now. He seems to think nothing is likely to occur until late evening.
My dear Lord Godolphin, you must forgive me. Had I known, I would never have disturbed you. But I bring apologies from Harry. Unfortunately, he has had to return to London.
Harry left for town? But it was all arranged. Half the countryside will be gathered here tomorrow. Harry was most insistent that he must see the Frenchman hanged.
He asked most humbly for your forgiveness, but the matter was really pressing. His Majesty himself, I believe, is concerned about it.
Oh, well, naturally, madam, under such circumstances I can understand. But it is a pity, a very great pity. The occasion is so unusual, and such a triumph. And it looks as though we may celebrate something else at the same time.
Wait until you have been a father a dozen times.
Oh, dear, dear, dear.
Oh, dear Lord Godolphin, I wish I could distract you. I am sure your wife is in no danger at all.
Ah, is that the keep where the Frenchman is imprisoned?
Yes, madam. He spends his time, so his jailers tell me, in drawing birds on a sheet of paper. The fellow is mad, of course.
Of course.
Congratulations are pouring in upon me from all over the county. I flatter myself that I've earned them. It was I, you know, who disarmed the scoundrel.
How courageous of you.
It is true he gave his sword into my hands, but nevertheless it was to me he gave it.
I shall make a great story of it at court, Lord Godolphin. His Majesty will be very impressed with your handling of the whole affair.
Oh, you flatter me, madam.
Harry would agree with me, I know. I wish I had some souvenir of the Frenchman to show His Majesty. Do you think he might give me one of his drawings?
I am sure I can procure one for you.
I have forgotten so much, heaven be praised, of that fearful night, that I cannot now recollect his appearance, except that he was extremely large and fierce and appallingly ugly.
Oh, well, I should not describe him so. He's not so large a man as myself, and like all Frenchmen has a sly rather than an ugly face.
What a pity I shall not be able to give an accurate description of him to His Majesty.
But you will see him hanged tomorrow.
Alas, no. I go to rejoin Harry and the children.
Oh. I suppose I could permit you a glimpse of the rascal in his cell. Surely the fellow so terrified you that you could not bear to see him.
Today, Lord Godolphin is so different from the other night. I have you to protect me, and the Frenchman is unarmed. I would so much like to paint a picture to His Majesty of the notorious pirate, caught and put to death by the most faithful of his Cornish subjects.
Then you shall, madam. You shall. Oh, but Lucy...
The physician is with your wife. First babies take their time.
Oh, my poor Lucy. If only I could have spared her this ordeal.
It will all be over very soon. Come, shall we go?
Who's there?
Lord Godolphin, open up. Brought Lady St. Columb to glance at our prisoner.
He won't be fit for a lady to see this time tomorrow.
That is why her ladyship has come today. Take us to his cell.
Certainly. Jim, keep an eye out.
Righto, sir.
He is quite secure, I see.
This is the only door, and this is the only stair. The men below are always on guard.
There he sits, just as he did in his cabin on board La Muette.
Wait outside.
Yes, my lord.
Stand up, prisoner. This is Lady St. Columb. She is most disappointed that she cannot see you hang tomorrow, and she wishes to take one of your drawings to His Majesty as a souvenir of one of the biggest blackguards that ever troubled his faithful subjects.
The Lady St. Columb is very welcome. I can offer her a fair selection. What is your favorite bird, madame?
I am not sure. Sometimes I think it is a nightjar.
I regret I cannot offer you a nightjar. You see, when I last heard one, I was so intent upon another occupation that I did not observe the nightjar as clearly as I might have done.
You mean you were so intent upon robbing one of my friends of his possessions that you gave no thought to anything else?
My lord, I've never before heard the occupation in question so delicately described.
I think you have not given this herring gull his full plumage.
The drawing is unfinished, madame. This seagull dropped one of its feathers in flight. However, they seldom venture far to sea. This particular gull, for instance, is probably only 10 miles from the coast at the present moment.
No doubt tonight he will return again to the shore in search of the feather he has lost.
Your ladyship knows little of ornithology. I've never heard of a seagull picking up feathers.
I had a feather mattress as a child. I remember the feathers became loose after a while, and one of them fluttered from the window of my bedroom and fell into the garden below. Of course, the window was a large one, not like the slit that gives light to this cell.
No, of course.
Did they ever blow under the door?
That I can't remember. I think that even a feather would have difficulty in passing beneath the door, unless, of course, it was given assistance, like a strong breath of air, you know, say the draught from the barrel of a pistol.
Uh-huh.
But I must choose my drawing. This sanderling, I wonder if this would please His Majesty. My lord, do I hear wheels upon the drive? Perhaps the physician is departing.
He should not leave without consulting me first. Ho there! Unlock the door!
So many drawings to choose from. I pass the pistol from my riding habit onto the table. Jean covers it with his drawings. I cannot decide between the seagull and the sanderling. Oh, do not wait for me, my lord. A woman can never make up her mind. I will follow you in a minute or two.
I must see the physician. If you will excuse me, madam. Guard, remain here with her ladyship.
My lord.
I hope for your sake that it proves to be a boy, guard. There will be more ale for you.
I am not the only cause for excitement.
By midday, you'll be dangling from the tree while the rest of us drink to the future Lord Godolphin.
It seems rather hard that neither the prisoner nor myself will be here to drink the health of the sun and air. I know. Suppose we three drink now while his lordship is with the physician.
Thank you, my lady. Jim, bring 3 mugs of ale. If his lordship catches us, there'll be the devil to pay.
What is your name?
Zachariah Smith, my lady.
Very well, Zachariah. If trouble comes of this, I will plead your case with the king himself.
Oh, thank you, your ladyship. Ha! Well, long life to your ladyship, full purse, and a good appetite to myself, and to use her, a speedy death.
Long life to the future Godolphin.
And to Lady Godolphin, who is at this moment suffering some discomfort.
Zachariah Smith, are you a married man?
Twice married, and the father of 14.
Then you know what his lordship is enduring at this moment. However, with so able a physician as Dr. Williams, there will be little cause for anxiety. You know the doctor well, I suppose?
No, my lady. I come from the north coast. I'm not a local man.
Dr. Williams is a funny little fellow, with a round, solemn face and a mouth like a button. I have heard it said that he is as good a judge of ale as any man living.
Then it is a great pity that he does not drink with us now. Perhaps he will do so later when his day's work is finished and he is made a father of Lord Godolphin.
Which will not be much before midnight.
All 9 of my boys were born as the clock struck 12.
When I see Dr. Williams, I will tell him that Zachariah Smith will be pleased to drink a mug of ale with him.
Your health, my lady.
Zachariah, you will remember this evening for the rest of your life.
If Lord Godolphin has a son, there'll be so much rejoicing on the estate that we may forget to hang you in the morning.
Well, I have chosen my drawing. Goodbye, Frenchman. May you slip away tomorrow as easily as the feather did from my mattress.
It will depend upon the quantity of ale that my jailer consumes tonight with Dr. Williams.
Oh, you'll have to boast a stout head if he can beat mine.
Goodbye, Lady St. Columb.
Cold-blooded, isn't he, for a man about to die? They say these Frenchmen have no feelings.
You are a good fellow, Zachariah. I won't forget to tell the physician to call upon you. A little man, remember, with a mouth like a button, and not a word to his lordship. The magnolia scent is heavy and sweet. The gold crescent of this new moon high above the dark trees. In the nursery, the beds are stripped, the carpets taken up. The curtains are drawn, and the air is already hot and unused. Now, my clothes. Stockings, breeches, patched and coloured shirt. I shall play the boy again and escape from my woman's clothes. A handkerchief to wind round my hair and a leather strap for my waist. Lady Dona St. Columb is asleep and dreaming, and the cabin boy is about to wake. How dark the hall is. What if Rockingham's ghost should return, crouching there, his knife in his hand? Stupid. Rockingham is dead. I have nothing to fear. Not from him, at any rate. William, is that you?
I have the horses, my lady. Come.
Good heavens, Dr. Williams. You look so smart, and I do believe you are wearing a wig.
I feel ridiculous, my lady.
You must not forget, my William, that you are a physician and I am a cabin boy. You must drop my lady and call me plain Tom.
Oh, my lady, I should be too embarrassed.
Good heavens, William. Physicians should never be embarrassed, especially when they have just brought sons and heirs into the world. It's about half a mile. We'll leave the horses under cover of the trees and go on foot to the park gates. Look, William. There's a light on the first floor. The son and heir still tarries. That's the physician's carriage. They'll be busy enough. Are you ready?
Yes, my lady.
Go on, then.
Is there one Zachariah within?
Who wants him?
Dr. Williams from Helston.
So, her ladyship didn't forget her promise. Come inside, sir. Was it a boy?
It was indeed, my friend. A fine boy, and the image of his lordship. I've brought some ale for us.
Well, sir, I have fathered 14, and I may say I know the business as well as you. What was the weight of the child?
The weight. Now, let me see. Around about 4 pounds, I should say, though I cannot recollect the exact figure.
You call that a fine boy? Why, curse me, sir, the child would never live. My youngest turned the scale at 11 pound when he was born, and he looked a shrimp at that.
Oh, did I say 4? A mistake, of course. Now I come to remember it, it was somewhere around 14.
14?
15, or even 16
God
pounds.
save you, sir, but that's something over the odds. It's her ladyship you should look to, and not the child. Is she well?
Oh, very well, and in excellent spirits.
Ah, then she's a pluckier woman than I'd ever give her credit for. Well, sir, it seems to me you deserve another drink.
Oh.
I warrant they don't brew stuff like that in France. I took some ale just now to my prisoner. You'll scarcely credit me, sir, but he's a cold-blooded fish for a dying man, as you might say. He quaffed his ale in one draught. Will you have another, Doctor?
Oh, thank you, my man. I should be very interested to see the prisoner.
It's irregular, sir, of course. But when a man is going to be hanged in the morning, even if he is a Frenchman and a pirate, you can't exactly wish him ill, can you? Thank you, sir. You're a true gentleman. When my wife is expecting again, I shall think of you. Come along. It's just up here.
Now then.
Is Dr. Williams within?
What do you want with him?
They sent word from the house. Her ladyship's been taken worse. Open up. I must talk to Dr. Williams.
All right, lad. Come in, come in.
Zachariah! They want the doctor up at the house yonder. Hey, what the devil are you doing? Get away from the door.
I am here, Shaw.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Oh, well done. Give me your handkerchief, Donna, for a gag.
There you are.
He won't move for a while. Have you got him, William?
Smith is sleeping like a baby.
Open the door, Donna, to see if the road is clear.
Hurry! The physician is leaving!
By heaven, what a stroke of luck!
Shaw! What are you doing? He'll see you! Are you mad?
Who there? Stop! What do you want? Did you give his lordship an air, then? There are twin daughters up at the hall, and I'll thank you to take your hands off my carriage window and let me pass. Ah, but you'd give us a ride first, won't you? Move aside, my good man. Yeah! Climb up beside me, Donna. We'll ride in style. Get inside, William. Yes, sir. And give the doctor a glass of ale if you have any left. By the Lord, he's had a harder time tonight than we have had these last few minutes. Open the park gates! Your master has twin daughters and the physician wants his supper. And that's for me and my cabin boy. And we've had enough ale this night to last us for 30 years. We are bound for perdition for all I care. It's my last night in the world. I am to be hanged in the morning. Faster! Faster!
Somewhere back on the road lies a carriage tumbled in a ditch. A horse without bridle or rein grazes behind a hedge. A physician walks along the high road in search of his supper. Guards lie bound and gagged upon a dungeon floor. It is long past midnight now, darker than it will ever be again. The stars are clustered thick like little pinpricks of light, and the crescent moon has gone. There is no wind, and the sky has the strange clarity and radiance of midsummer.
There, the fire is ready, my Donna. Tonight I have no spit and no fish. My cabin boy must be content with burnt bread instead. This is all we have for supper. Here. And so you fought a man, my Donna, and he died on the floor of Navarone House.
How did you know?
Because I was accused of his murder.
Do you remember how upset I was when I caught my first fish? I cried when you killed it. But it was different that night. At first I was afraid, then I became angry.
What made you angry?
It was James. James who woke and cried, and suddenly I was no longer afraid. That made me able to throw the shield at Rockingham. I did not mean to kill him.
I think that Lady St. Columb will never more roister in the streets of London, for she has had her measure of adventure.
The Lady St. Columb will become a gracious matron and smile upon her servants and tenants and the village folk. One day she will have grandchildren about her knee and will tell them the story of the pirate who escaped.
And what will happen to the cabin boy?
The cabin boy will vigil sometimes in the night and tear his nails and beat his pillow. Then he will fall asleep and dream again. And you?
There is a house in Brittany where once lived a man called Jean Aubry. He will go back and cover the bare walls from floor to ceiling with pictures of birds and portraits of his cabin boy. As the years go by, the portraits of the cabin boy will become blurred and indistinct.
In what part of Brittany does Jean Benoit Aubry have his house?
In Finistère, which means, Donna, the land's end.
I can see the rugged cliffs and the scarred face of the headland. I can hear the sea crash against the rocks, the gulls cry. I know how the sun will beat upon the cliffs, so that the grass becomes parched and thirsty and dry, and how sometimes a soft wind will blow from the west with mist and rain.
There is a jagged piece of rock which runs out into the Atlantic. They call it La Pointe du Rard. No trees can live upon it, and no blade of grass, for it is swept by the west wind. But in the sea beyond the point, two tides meet and surge together, and the surf foams and the spray rises 50 feet into the air.
It is chilly. Hold me, Jean.
Donna, come with me.
Tomorrow, you will be on board La Mouette, and hold the wheel in your hand, and feel the deck under your feet.
You can be there too.
How can I, Jean?
Oh, I wonder how it was that the world first went amiss and people forgot how to live and to love and to be happy.
We have the river and these hills to ourselves for tonight. Kiss me, Jean.
Oh. Oh, my love, my love, my love, my love. Oh.
When the day came, there was a whiteness and a cold clarity we had never known before. The sky was hard and bright, and the sea lay at our feet like a sheet of silver.
Look, Donna.
La Mouette, her masts crimson, her sails full.
La Mouette is returning for her master.
I love you, Jean.
Donna.
Remember me, Jean.
Always.
The boat is waiting. You must go.
You are shivering, Donna.
Hurry, please, Jean. Hurry, go! Jean climbed into the waiting fishing boat and hoisted the sail on the single mast. It seemed that this moment was part of another time long ago, when I stood upon a headland and looked out across the sea and saw La Mouette drifting on the horizon like a symbol of escape. I felt as though I had no part in the breaking of the day. I belonged to another age and another world. She was a painted ship on a still white sea.
Goodbye, Donna.
The shingle was cold on my bare feet, and the waves splashed me. Then, out of the sea rose the sun, red like a ball of fire.
In Frenchman's Creek by Daphne Du Maurier, Dona St. Columb was played by Lorna Heilbronn, and Jean by Struan Roger. Harry was played by Michael Cochrane. Rockingham by Christopher Godwin. William, Michael Tudor Barnes, and Lord Godolphin by Norman Bird. Lady Godolphin, Susan Sheridan, and Lord Penrose, Christopher Good. Prue was Elizabeth Mansfield, and Jim, Vincent Brimble. Smith was played by Michael Kilgarriff, and the physician was Joe Dunlop. Frenchman's Creek by Daphne Du Maurier was dramatized for radio by Micheline Wandor and directed by Cherry Cookson.